Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope everybody's having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in the world. I want to really kind of address ETHgate because, just recently, going back to November 27th, we've seen this clip get posted by Altcoin Daily, and it was Charles Hoskinson going off on the SEC about how Bitcoin was getting a pass while Cardano ADA and crypto has to suffer. And what's funny about this is like a 3-minute long rant within like an hour-long live stream on X, and he gets very heated on the subject. But what's funny about this is that when the XRP community was talking about how Ethereum got a free pass, we were talking about it for, I want to say like 2.5 years or so. Nobody was talking about this at all. And when they would talk about it, they would call the XRP community clowns. They would call us conspiracy theorists. They would call us whatever. And now we're starting to see people realize what's going on because the SEC is now claiming that multiple altcoins are securities, including, of course, ADA. And now we see people, extremely, pissed off about it, including, of course, Charles. But again, I posted regarding this. I said, how interesting. Charles Hoskinson is crying the blues because Bitcoin got a pass while ADA didn't. Remember when Charles was constantly clowning the XRP community because we were frustrated that Ethereum got a free pass, but XRP didn't? Oh, how the tables have turned. Now, listen, I wouldn't comment this on anyone else besides Charles. And the reason for that being is because he was one of the original architects within Ethereum. He has failed to realize how Ethereum did get a free pass. And like I said, he constantly clowned the XRP community. I seen Johnny Deaton saying that we shouldn't be maxis around XRP and say that Charles, his whole argument here is, nonsense or anything like that. But what John E. Deaton does fail to realize is the fact that Charles Hoskinson has been completely clowning the XRP community and talking down on everyone from the XRP community, including those that have been doing the research to prove that Ethereum got a free pass while XRP didn't. So I don't think that it's so much about being an XRP maxi. More so, it's about realizing the fact that this is an individual that did not care until his own project didn't get the free pass. And I feel as though that's what's happening right now around this space. Now, Stephen Arioff recently quoted this actually, and he put out a massive thread regarding this. This is on November 30th. And he's actually quoting a video that Mr. Huber actually posted on November 28th. Now, the video, like I said, goes in depth a little bit beyond what Charles is saying in this November 27th post. I'm sorry, Charles, but for 2 years, you did everything you could to make the XRP community look ridiculous and embarrass us in public. I know you offered peace, but only to come out of nowhere and call us crazy conspiracy theorists again. No look at you. It's funny what can happen in a year, isn't it? And he meant now look at you. But listen closely to this 40-second long clip.
I kind of was a little disappointed with David Schwartz and others saying a lot could be said. And, well, I'm just going to say it makes me sad. How about you grow a pair of balls and tell your community not to be conspiratorial? Maybe you should do that.
And you say, I should go on and give some lawyer on YouTube the time of day to spend an hour or two on his channel to let him rant at me and connect all these dots and strings about how one commissioner did something or said something versus another commissioner. And that obviously is evidence that the entirety of the US government is engaged in a great conspiracy against the XRP community.
And it's not so much about how the entire government is against XRP and the XRP community. It's more so about how Ethereum got the free pass. Ethereum got a free pass. There is absolutely no way that you could say that XRP got targeted while Ethereum just went right by. Just because they didn't target Ethereum yet. Ethereum should have been originally targeted. They held an ICO. There was no ICO for XRP at all. So why was Ethereum completely ignored? I mean, you had Joseph Lubin talking about how JP Morgan, what they were in since the beginning around Ethereum. That claims that JP Morgan was a part of the whole show. And it's also number one reason why I would assume that Ethereum didn't get targeted. Because again, JP Morgan is the largest bank in the US. But outside of this, Steven Narioff said, it's real and not a conspiracy. The government with private actors such as Vitalik and Lubin discredited it and tried to imprison me to cover up this exact issue. My life was destroyed because I knew too much. I plan to hold people accountable, and anyone I find was involved is on my legal radar. This was not a conspiracy. Red herring arguments are blurring the real issue. Joe bribing an official is too simplistic. This was a comprehensive plan of government and private actors with an alignment of corrupt interests. No need to bribe anyone. Everyone just did things that were either conflicted or outright illegal to benefit. Clayton and Hinman, hypocritical and disgusting about faces, putting millions in their pockets is in your face. Bribes are red herring distraction and personally infuriating. If it discredits me, end it. Now, here we have down here. Let's set the record straight. The Dow report, Free Pass, and going after Ripple were part of a much bigger plan. As for Ripple, the government, banks, Consensus, and Ethereum all wanted to replace it, but couldn't catch them in a fair fight, so they had to do the Dow report, Free Pass, and even the lawsuit. This was much bigger than one goal of Ethereum versus Ripple. What was the overall objective? Having control over a protocol the government blessed as decentralized, but controlled by a few parties to serve the needs of all involved. Ultimately, government and banks get one main protocol, which they pretend is decentralized, permissionless, and public, but in fact had players like Lubin and Vitalik that would do what they wanted, as it was concentrated and controlled both effectively and actually. Beyond the government, it served the needs of massive frauds committed through Token Foundry and untold other parts of crypto, which is beyond the scope of this, but it's on chain so people can figure it out. The main reason they haven't figured it out is because almost everyone is being paid to distract. Look over there. In turn, the government looked the other way while they committed massive fraud. At the same time, many of these actors, such as Hinman and Clayton, have become fabulously wealthy as a result of the corruption they led. I repeat, Vitalik and Lubin could not have believed Ethereum was decentralized at the time of the Hinman speech. Why is anyone concerned about Ethereum if Lubin and Vitalik are held accountable if it's decentralized unless they know it's not? If Satoshi showed up and was arrested, nobody would care. They also turned Vitalik into a false prophet who has accomplished nothing but to distract the public from the fraud. You heard how lost he and Lubin were on the recordings. My advice, which proved to be dead on target years later, but Vitalik went to China and Lubin used his limited IQ bandwidth to copy my invention to churn out untold fraudulent ICOs. Why have they done nothing with Ethereum? Simple. It's more profitable to pretend to build an ecosystem while committing massive frauds than create dApps people will use. Look at the track records of all the ICOs. They profited untold billions but achieved nothing. These are facts. Public got fleeced and they profited while most projects just died off. Rinse and repeat. My false SEC-led prosecution with the DOJ and the FBI mirrored events in these efforts and by the same people. Why? Because I was the one person who could unravel at least the Free Pass. And here are some of the individuals involved. Again, you have Clayton Hinman, all of the major players there. And my alleged co-conspirator, government agency or agent, Michael H. Lady. Look at what I just accused above. If it's falsely or if it's false, surely someone will come after me. They won't because it would be legal destruction for them. This is proof. And what's crazy about this is we also see down here, let's be clear about priorities. The biggest danger we face is unelected rogue administrative agencies. Fraudsters must be held accountable, but they're still secondary. One affects our finances, the other affects our liberty and way of life. Exposing government corruption is paramount. And you know what's crazy about all of this is like, this is stuff that the XRP community has been talking about forever, and we've always been clowned upon. We've always been, you know, we've been made to look like conspiracy theorists. But the problem is that now we're starting to see people care when it's their own priorities being targeted, aka ADA. So it's so funny how now we're starting to see this get focused on. But I do think that the SEC and their time in this market is coming to an end. We've seen Stuart Alderati, the chief legal officer at Ripple, just recently put this out. A troubling pattern emerges. Court finds the SEC demonstrated hypocrisy by making inconsistent arguments to the court and not acting out of a faithful allegiance to the law. SEC versus Ripple, 7/12/2022. Court agrees that the SEC defaulted on its duty to respond in good faith to Coinbase's petition for crypto rulemaking in Coinbase 6/6/23. Court finds that the SEC's inconsistent treatment of similar products is arbitrarily and capricious. Grayscale versus SEC, 8/29/2023. Court orders SEC to show cause why it should not be sanctioned for making false and misleading representations to the court. SEC versus Debtbox, 11/30/2023. Guys, this is significant. We are starting to see the SEC being heavily targeted. And by the way, check this out. You see over here, court orders SEC to show cause, like this is what I just read. This is from Johnny Dean. Almost every single court that has dealt with the SEC in the last 3 years has called them out for lying. And we do see, where's the subpoena? Because where is it? We haven't seen any action from Congress. And we see Mark Cuban responding saying someone needs to go FOIA madness on them. And what's crazy about this is, guess what? Mark is 100%. Empower US had success litigating FOIA requests versus the SEC. It can be done. We need a public citizen coordinated strategic multi-pronged FOIA approach, aka FOIA madness. Anyone interested in joining an FOIA request committee with me, email, and here's the email. For anyone and everyone who wants to join this FOIA request committee, go and email Johnny Dean at this email, because guess what? We need to stop the SEC. We need to make sure that we are rising up and the ones that can truly stop this, because guess what? $15 billion in damages to the XRP community from the SEC is no joke. And they continue to harm the space. And last but not least, Stuart Alderati also dropped this. Today's Wall Street Journal. The Supreme Court has repeatedly ruled against the SEC in recent years. The SEC is anything but infallible. It is bloated, broken, and beleaguered. Don't be intimidated when they come knocking. The Supreme Court has repeatedly ruled against the SEC in recent years. Like, this is insane that this is actually coming out of the Wall Street Journal. In April, the justices said people and businesses subjected to the SEC administrative proceedings can seek to enjoin or block those proceedings by suing in a federal district court and raising constitutional arguments there. Again, like I said, the pressure is on the SEC. They have lost 3 times already to Ripple and XRP. Imagine what happens when we start to see the FOIAs really kind of piling up. I mean, the pressure here is intense. We are seeing bombs being dropped by Steven Yarioff and many individuals from the community. I think that it's great that, Charles Hoskinson is now speaking out about this, but I think that it's sad that Cardano and ADA had to be targeted in order for him to do this. When where was the support when the XRP community was going through it? Like, it's just comical that this had to happen. But this is also proof that, like, we were right the entire time. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. Also, if you guys do want to go get your very own To The Moon XRP shirt, tokenized threads, we have our 2023 winter and fall drop right now. You guys are more than welcome to go check it out, tokenizedthreads.com. And also, with that being said, if you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me over on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Peace out.